Good morning. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people, and it's 9 a.m. What are we doing up this early? But this is something new. I'm going to talk about LGBTQ plus stuff and get our week started right. So grab a cup of Joe. I love me some Joe. It has to be Colombian roast. Yeah, from the far, far mountains of Medellin. It's actually Starbucks, but it's delicious. So grab your cup of Joe, because we've got a lot of things that we're going to talk about today. It's going to be a great week.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, crime-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Good morning, LGBTQ plus South Florida. This is the first gay weekly morning TV show in the world. And I'm FayWhat. I am all about our community, and I want to talk about our interesting world. God, our world is so interesting. We have people to meet, we have events to attend, we got a dog to pet, and it's time to plan out our week. You may have noticed that I'm a girl. Honk. I'm a girl showing a lot of cleavage today. What? Anyway, we call it a lesbian. And you may have also noticed that we don't rule the gay boy world. Yet. I'm working on it. That's okay, because I'm a gay boy too. So as the FayWhat show develops, you're gonna agree with me. Everyone in the L, the G, the B, the T, and the Q community, we've got more in common than the things that separate us. I'll be here with special friends every Monday at 9 a.m. sharp to start off your week. And I'll be inviting other special guests and friends to make our time together lots of fun and special. Next, gay boys. You know I'm one of those lesbians that just loves my gay boys, adores them. I can't live without them. But let's face it, this is an LGBTQ plus show at 9 in the morning. They're asleep. They probably were partying last night. You know they were. So if I want the gay boy perspective, I got to go to where they're at this time of the morning. This segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. Where else to fish for them than while they're still in bed? This morning, we're joined by my guy pal, model, performer, hunkalicious, Mr. Damien Lenore. You can find him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. So let's get in bed with Damien as gay boys sleep late. Buenos dias, Damien.
You brought me coffee.
I did. And it's Colombian roast. Yeah. He's got a little bit of come of some young guy.
Oh. It's extra creamy. It's extra creamy this week.
Is it good?
It's delicious. Thank you so much.
I missed you last week, Bobby.
I missed you too.
4th of July was not the same without my special hunky friend, Mr. Damien Lenore. How is everything with you?
It's good.
Yes?
Everything's good.
You look good.
Same old.
You look delicious. Did you
Thank
get some work
you.
done? Is that why you took off that 1 week?
I wish. I wish.
Because you know, folks, if FayWhat takes a couple of weeks off, you best believe I'm coming back with a different nose or like doing one of these numbers. Like the other day, I was hanging out with some of my favorite drag queens, your mom included. Okay, Velva Lenore is one of my favorite drag queens. You have to look her up. She's just a performer and just incredible. Anyway, so we're backstage and she's there with a couple of other girls, and this girl had this little strap that goes around both ears to pull your face back. I need one of those in my life.
But it's like, it's not a procedure. It's just a
No,
thing, right?
yes, it's like a little tape and it like holds. Incredible. I mean, nobody invents things better than the LGBTQ plus community.
I read this book and it had like little fun facts about like old Hollywood and stuff like that mixed into the story of the book. And they said in this book that Lucille Ball used to take the hairs here, wrap them around like bobby pins or toothpicks or something, and yank them back and put them into the wig cap and put the wig cap over. So it was
stretch
like snatching her face. And then
see?
she was in agony all the time from that. But it pulled her face right. She looked good, you know?
But that's, you know, agony. We're used to wearing things that hurt, that are uncomfortable. You and your burlesque outfits, as little as they are, that tape and that glue in certain places.
Spray adhesive.
don't feel so good.
As much fun as it is putting it on, it's even more fun taking it off. Let me tell you how
Oh,
much.
right, yeah.
You look at the insides of them, it has like hair stuck.
Oh
to
my
them.
God, it's like 40-year-old virgin. Get a grandson!
Very that. Surprised I'm not bald yet. But.
Down there, he means, you know what I mean? Anyway, so there's a lot of interesting things that we're going to be talking about this week in the LGBTQ plus community. You ready to kiki on some of them right now, Bobby?
Baby, I was born ready.
Ah, yes, you were. So first, tragedy struck at the end of last month as Lance Bass and Freddie Mercury broke up. No, not the pop singers. The Flamingos in the Denver Zoo. They had been together for several years, but apparently Pride Month was just too much for Freddie, and he left Lance for Iomi, a female who he had known for most of her 14-year life. So we celebrate Freddie embracing his bisexuality and remind everyone that much like humans, not all birds mate for life. The human version of Lance Bass seems more heartbroken than his bird version, posting, quote, "worst pride ever" on Instagram in response to the news. Kiki number one, not all gay relationships can live through Pride Month. Celebrities Lance Bass and Freddie Mercury break up. What are we all talking about? The Flamingos have broken up and he left her for another girl.
You know what? I mean, Pride Month can be a lot. Pride Month can be a lot. Maybe he was just like, you know what, I've had enough of these dudes. Let me give something else a shot. It's time for a chance.
You know, there was a time when, like, I've dated, I started off my LGBTQ plus career being bisexual. I dated men, I've dated women, you know, I've dated a little bit of everything. And it's just, I love the fact that he's embracing who he is,
Absolutely.
you know, and, you know, so something that I'm remembering early on when I came out was that I love the intrigueness of women. I love the psychoness of women. Men were boring to me. A blowjob and a sandwich, and most men, straight men, were happy. I love the chaos. So maybe that's what happened with Freddie. He just was like, okay, you know, I'm tired of being with this dude. Let me see what's up with Ioni.
Gay men are chaotic, though.
Maybe I should have dated a gay man. Maybe that's what I should have done.
You
And
would
that
have
would have
loved
made
it.
more sense.
You would have loved it. You would have loved it. But I mean, good. He's living his truth,
Right?
Mr. Flamingo.
Right, but you know, and I thought that they were also another animal that mated for life. I guess not. You know, there's some, oh God, there's this animal. I forgot anyway, they mate for life, and obviously the flamingos do not. Maybe he'll come back.
Maybe he'll come back.
Maybe he'll see what he missed
I
out
feel like
on.
we need a reality show just kind of like documenting the story arc
flamingos?
of this relationship. We need to know what happened.
So no, TMZ, you should be following them
Absolutely.
instead of following the stupid Kardashians and stuff like that.
Self-discovery is a journey.
And we're all there for it, even flamingos.
Absolutely.
Next, as of July 1st, oh God, this story really got me. Like just, today. So as of July 1st, Don't Say Gay is the law of the land here in Florida, where we're at. So teachers in Orange County, the area that includes Orlando, by the way, have been told to not wear or display any rainbows because, you know, the rainbows belong to us, I guess. I don't know. They have to get rid of safe space signs and stickers that meant so much to so many students, and that they must tell parents if their students come out to them. Most heartbreaking, they're being told that they are not even allowed to discuss their same-sex spouses or partners. This erasure of LGBTQ plus identities is likely to lead to mental health issues for students, and probably a lot of teachers are going to be quitting. Kiki number two, this breaks my heart for my LGBTQ plus teachers out there. The price of Don't Say Gay, what are we all talking about?
So life is just
Sucky. Oh, sorry.
that, but it seems more and more like I feel like I'm reading the beginning of a sci-fi novel.
Because of just the controlling aspect of it, because of
Government overlord, let's take us back to the dark ages type bullshit that's been happening. It's giving very like sci-fi movie, like what's next?
And it's just, is anybody saying just, okay, so we know plenty of teachers that are LGBTQ plus, and they have a picture of their family like on their desk in their rooms, and now they no longer can do that. So am I led to believe then that the heteros teachers can still put their pictures up of their happy families and they could still refer to their wife or husband, but LGBTQ plus teachers can't because of this?
Now, see, that's where things become a little bit more tricky, because if you're not allowed to reference a spouse because it implies sexuality, wouldn't referencing a hetero spouse
be the same
be
thing.
the same exact thing.
Yeah, because they're obviously putting together marriage with sex, you know, and they're doing it in the gay community because they seem to think that everything LGBTQ plus does, breathes, shits is sex.
Yeah, that's all we think.
That's
about
all we think about. That's all we do. That's all we exude. And
I mean,
sometimes, but heteros don't. I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, when you see someone, you don't know if they're gay or straight, and it's like, okay, hey, I want to F them. Okay, you know, that's sexualizing something. You know, they're sexualizing everything that has to do with us.
Also, like, if it's a picture of, like, the teacher, their spouse, and their kids, where'd the kids come from? Someone had sex to make those
Someone
kids.
someone had sex after, yeah, exactly.
You know?
But it's, ugh, like it's okay, that whole freedom of speech and freedom to be who you are and freedom to just talk about you. Like whatever happens in your house under your, you know, in your bed should just be your stuff. It doesn't need to be, I don't understand why someone can't just be who they are. So now, do these teachers have to go back in the closet? Do they have to just take down everything? So, oh, Mrs. Faye, you know, who are you married to? Nobody. Like, I can't say their name. I can't reference them. I can't, nothing.
Well, it needs to be even on both sides then. And if we're all forced to refrain from discussing gender, teachers shouldn't be Mr., Mrs.,
So
they
now,
should just be
Smith.
Smith, not Mr. Smith, not Mrs. Smith. It's just Smith now. If you want to remove any kind of gender speak, any kind of speak of sexuality, speak of relationships, it should be level across the board.
They're
If they
gonna
want
end
to
up
play like that.
they're gonna end up getting robots to be teachers because that'll be the only ones that don't have any kind of, you know, empathy or thought or have no individuality. You know, they'll just be, all right, today's lesson is this. It seems like a Stepford Wives kind of school that we're gonna end up having. You know, it's just gonna be boring and minute.
Or
And
the entire
sad.
system is just going to completely implode and everybody's going to be homeschooling their kids now. And there goes jobs for
I don't
millions
know.
of people.
I don't know where this is. I mean, obviously we'll be following this closely, but I don't know. I'm going to get some of my teacher friends on the phone and see what's up and see where they're at and see if they need any guidance and support because I can't even fathom. A lot of the teachers that I know that are LGBTQ, most of them love their students.
Yeah.
Like those are their kids.
Yeah.
You know, like during the school shooting that happened in Mexico, you know, you see how affected they were over these children. And they're not even acknowledged and respected by their own, by this country, by the state, not allowing them to be the teachers that they can so rightfully be. I think it was like a teacher of the year somewhere that just quit because of all this. And that more of that will happen.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
Absolutely. It's nightmarish. This whole thing is.
So here's another crazy story about the crazy world that we're living in right now. Bette Midler, all right? She's a favorite diva of many gay men, and she got her start singing in bathhouses, folks. So recently she tweeted her anger at gender-inclusive language, saying, quote, "Women of the world, we are being stripped of our rights over our bodies, our lives, and even our name. They don't call us women anymore. They call us birthing people or menstruators, and even people with vaginas. Don't let them erase you. Every human on earth owes you," end quote. Kiki number 3, I love Bette Midler, and I don't know how I feel about this all. We are all still learning as we go, I think. What are we all talking about? You told me that you had seen this. You saw
Yes.
the tweet or whatever. What did you think?
So I think it is monumentally ignorant and incredibly stupid for her to lash out at the community that created her. Especially right before she's about to drop like Hocus Pocus 2 and like come out with a new, which is for the LGBTQ community, because who do you know that watches Hocus Pocus every Halloween? It's
Us.
not, it's kids
And us.
and fucking queers like us
Yep.
that are sitting there watching Hocus Pocus and going to drag shows where people are
dressing up
dressing
like that.
up as the Hocus Pocus characters. Your movie's right about to come out. Let's make some enemies of the LGBTQ plus community.
You know what, Damien? I just don't, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt here. You know, like we're all learning as we go when it comes to our acronym, LGBTQIA+. You know, a couple of years ago, I was so blessed to learn about two-spirited folks. I didn't know about that before, you know? So I give us the benefit of the doubt to stay educated, to continue to evolve, to be respectful to others, you know? we all we learned about they, them. We learned about, this week is also, what was it? Non-binary awareness week,
Yes.
right? Yeah, this week is also non-binary awareness week. So hello to everyone that's non-binary. We had to learn about that, and education is power. Education is key, especially within our community. So then we have someone like Bette Midler that we love and adore, and that we've supported, and that we've made her relevant, great still, etc. And then she says something like this. I have to say that she just wasn't educated. Didn't ask the homos that she has around her. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I don't. And I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because I feel like when you are at the level that Bette Midler is at, you have no excuse to not be educated towards these issues. I feel like you are surrounded by a PR team. You are surrounded by people who will happily educate you so you don't make an asshole out of yourself.
Yeah.
Like she did, So what's your excuse? It's either you're willfully choosing to be ignorant or you are being... It's a intentional attack. Those are the two things at that point. So it's like, how much of a pass are we going to give this person?
Okay, but look at Disney. All right, look at all the money that they have. And when Don't Say Gay was brought out and they were able to help us and support us and have our backs, they stayed completely quiet. And they had all the right people around them now. And we seem to be okay with Disney now.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. It sucks. I'm not, you can't compare Bette Midler to Disney, but you guys understand what I'm saying,
But then Disney did refuse to remove the gay scene from that one movie, like where the girl had lesbian parents.
Oh yeah, Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
So they did. I mean.
So but they're learning as they go. Let's give Bette Midler a pass. Again, there hasn't been a retraction yet. She hasn't apologized for it yet. So maybe I'm just dumb and you're right, and maybe I don't watch beaches anymore.
But it's like, girl,
you're the wind beneath my wings. Bat.
You started in a back house with Barry Manilow, who's the biggest gay ever on the planet. I'm gonna get canceled. Allegedly, he's the biggest gay on the planet.
Allegedly.
So this is where you started. Here's where you are.
Yeah.
And you're gonna come for trans people.
Yeah, we expected more.
Yeah,
of you.
it's
We expected
really
that. I think that's what it is. I
disappointing.
think that we're disappointed. I think that's what it is. I'm disappointed in her because I thought she was one of our great allies. I had her up there with Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper turns around tomorrow and says, "Screw you all, LGBT." I'd be like,
yeah, like a dagger to the heart.
you know? Yeah. So let's give her some time and let's hope for the best, all right?
Do better.
Do better, girl, or the boys that you have around you. Do better, because again, that is also another thing. She's surrounded by gay boys. I doubt that she's surrounded by trans men or surrounded by lesbians or women. I doubt that she's surrounded by people that can get pregnant. And I think that that's the deal also. All right, so find a lesbian. Call me. I got your back. Next up, Damien, we're gay after all, so let's talk about some fun things. Oh my God, I'm so over like all the sad and bad news that we have to deal with every day.
We need a palate
We
cleanser.
need, let's clean it. A palate cleanser. I love that.
This is our
A palate cleanser.
of our meal.
Ooh, I remember being somewhere like at a 6-course meal and they brought out this little spoon with some ice cream on it. I was like, what the hell is this for? But I'm also that person that when they bring out the hot towel, I start cleaning myself thinking that it's like, oh, thank you. Oh, that's for your hands.
Your ass with it.
My bad. There you go. I'm all fresh later for my wife. Anyway, let's talk about some fun things that will help us get through the week. The radical religious, they call it queer as a negative. Governor Ron DeSantis, he calls it Don't Say Gay. At the FayWhat show, we call it the gay agenda. First, he played Ruby Rod in The Fifth Element and was the co-star of Rush Hour. Comedian Chris Tucker has been making us laugh since Def Comedy Jam in the early 90s, and he's coming to the Seminole Hard Rock Hollywood on July 14th. When he's not on tour making people laugh, he's raising funds for the Chris Tucker Foundation that has initiatives that include a youth theater camp. Event number 1, Chris Tucker is sure to make us laugh at Seminole Hard Rock Hollywood. The gay agenda, what do we love about this?
I mean, he's hysterical and he's iconic. I mean, Ruby Rod in Fifth Element. iconic.
Wasn't
amazing
that, and
character.
wasn't that so before its time? Like
Very.
now that we look back, I don't remember when The Fifth Element came out, but I know it was a long time ago, and it was probably a lot of joints and some ecstasy involved when I saw it, probably 6 times, right? But it was awesome. And Chris Tucker's outfit, he would wear like these slinky red things and like just looked very futuristic, but looked very non-gender, very gender fluid, was just going with the flow and
fierce.
and fierce, and I was there for it.
Absolutely.
And I was there for it. So I loved that role. They should do The Fifth Element too. The 10th Element,
I mean,
starring us and Chris Tucker.
if we're lucky, maybe we'll get a remake.
Maybe
Because,
we'll
you
get
know, everybody's...
The Third Element. I love Chris Tucker, and he's like so different than, you know, like a Dave Chappelle that also was, you know, what started out around the same time. So keep doing your thing and go get tickets to go see Chris Tucker because he's hysterical.
And the theater camp thing, that's really cool.
Right?
Theater
You know, and
camp
it
changed my life. Period. Like, while
Hashtag.
all the other kids were like going to summer camp and playing sports and this, that, the other thing, I was like doing theater with my friends. I made the best friends of my life. And if I didn't do that back then, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
I love that.
So providing that opportunity for kids, I feel like is really, really important and awesome.
And when you think of theater, like, you know, I didn't have a gay straight alliance or anything like that when I was in high school, but there was theater group, there was drama group, right? And that's where all the gays just flocked to.
Yeah. And
You
all the
know?
allies.
And
Like,
all the
we all,
allies.
like, hung out together.
You know, so yeah, I love that. Next, we all know that Damien loves burlesque. And let's face it, don't we all? Fort Lauderdale is home to a very unique type of burlesque, though, as the Rec Bar at the Bee Ocean Resort takes it under the sea with their Mermaid Burlesque show on Friday and Saturday, or their Aqua Men Underwater Boylesque show on Thursday. Dinner, drinks, live DJ, and sexy fun, and all are welcome to this adults-only event. Event number 2, the Rec Bar gets us wet with Mermaid and Mermen Burlesque shows. The gay agenda. What do we love about this?
This sounds amazing.
Right? And it's underwater. Like I went once many years ago, and it was the women, which I loved. And they had like the whole long tail, and they were under the water, and there would be show times, and you'd be able to see it through kind of like this little cave window, and it was super cool. Can you swim?
Yeah.
You said it like that, so you might die.
Yeah. I wouldn't call myself a strong swimmer.
Okay, but you're like in a fish tank, so to speak. So I mean, I think you could totally do it.
I'll have to hit them up. That sounds really cool.
Doesn't it sound? I mean, and
How have I never heard of this before?
And they've been around forever. And I love it. They have like synchronized dancing underwater and all this kind of stuff. There's great food. There's a bar there. There's a bunch of stuff to do. And I mean, you need to get on there. Haven't we all wanted to be Ariel, like in Little Mermaid? Like, work.
When I was little and I would like tie my sleeping bag around my waist with like a belt and put a little towel on my head, you couldn't tell me shit.
You were Ariel.
I had the mermaid toy in the bathtub. Absolutely.
Oh, that was you. You still have that mermaid toy in the bathtub. I know you do.
It's a different kind of toy now, but
You heard it? Yeah, I know you wish you were that toy.
you heard it here first, folks.
Finally, everyone. And so now we know that his toy is a rubber ducky. Something like that. All right, so everyone loves a good drag brunch, and Pulse Restaurant and Lounge in Aventura is bringing a classic brunch featuring impersonations of your favorite celebrity divas. Illusions, the drag queen show, Aventura. Florida is the perfect combination of spectacular burlesque style and comedy performances by the industry's best celebrity impersonators and the funniest Aventura drag queens hosts ever. So you've got to go check it out. You've got to go see it. Catch it on the 3rd Saturday and Sunday of every month. Event number 3, Illusions Drag Brunch, brings your favorite celebrity impersonations to Aventura, the gay agenda. What do we love about this?
I mean, first off, who doesn't love like classic drag?
I mean, I've never heard anybody, hey, you want to go to a drag show? I know, I don't like to see talented women, entertain me. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't come out of anybody's mouth. But Aventura was the part of this that surprised me.
Okay.
Because I live in North Miami, and so I don't live too far from Aventura, probably maybe maybe 8 minutes, because of stupid Miami drivers. But it's a beautiful town, but it really doesn't have LGBT kind of feel or stuff, So the fact that they're doing a brunch over there, and I mean, I'm not saying that all brunches are for LGBT. Obviously, it's for everybody, but I just love that they're also going to target there. Like, there won't be a city in South Florida that you won't be able to go to a drag brunch.
Yeah. And I mean, it's still, regardless or not, whether like drag brunches or are for what type of crowd they're for, it's still visibility, you know?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that does make sense. I mean, there are still some people in this world that don't have LGBTQ plus in their world.
Yeah, or who have never seen a drag, show
Queen,
ever.
or have never seen a trans woman, or who have never seen, I mean, yeah, so we could change those nevers into haves, and that is
Which is awesome.
Which is, yeah, visibility is important. I mean, you know, I did a radio show a lot of years ago in New York, and I remember a listener, and it was a Spanish radio, okay, and Spanish people are not usually the friendliest when it comes to LGBTQ plus. Many are, okay? And I'm Latina, so I could say that. And so I remember going to an event and somebody telling me after, like, I don't know anybody gay, and just hearing about your relationship with your partner and fighting about who takes out the trash and fighting about normal couple stuff, I didn't know. Like, some people really think we're like aliens.
Yeah, like we're just screwing all the time or something like that.
I mean, well, we are, but I mean,
well, as we're fighting about taking out the trash, and
as we are fighting about taking out the trash. Teresa, take out the trash. I'm watching you right now from here. All right. Well, it's what we will all be talking about this week and the events that we want to attend. I got to thank my man Damien for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, make sure to follow him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. He's always got great pictures there, wonderful videos of your adventures. Your adventures. That's what we'll call it. I just want to lick your nipple. I don't know why. Don't you want to lick his nipple? Anyway, I know how hard it is for you to wake up in the morning. That's why I'm making that coffee stronger and stronger every week, because gay boys sleep late. I love you, puppy.
I love you too.
Because, mwah, I will see you next week. Yes. Go back to bed. I'm taking the dog with me. The FayWhat show is filmed at our permanent set at the Happening Out television studios on the campus of Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church. Happening Out broadcasts live Sunday services every week at 10:30 a.m. Eastern as part of that partnership. Sunshine Cathedral, it's my queer church. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Dean Trantalis, the mayor of the city of Fort Lauderdale. They say the gayest place on planet Earth, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Is our community important to you? If it is, I hope you will share this experience. Please like the FayWhat show on YouTube or Facebook. And huge news, you should be watching the FayWhat show on broadcast television by now. In addition to social media platforms, you can tune in on Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or Amazon Fire TV. I want you to support me in this endeavor. So before I finish, I want to tell you what I have been thinking about. I call it Faye, what's on my mind? Here I am talking about abortion again. I know, folks, but it's what's on my mind. It's what's on many people's minds. Take this in. Stop saying and stop thinking that abortion is a woman's issue. That's it. Pretty simple, right? But super important, because the thing is, it's not just women that have abortions. Trans men have abortions. Genderqueer people have abortions. Two-spirit people have abortions. People who do not fit into the box of woman have abortions. This is the reality that we live in, and the more we pretend otherwise, the more dangerous it is for other people, and the more they're excluded by the movement trying to save us. Gender is this thing that we make out of a million different characteristics. The way we hold our hands, the length of our hair, the shape of our face, what we wear, our voices. But then for some reason, when we get to the question of what it is really, we go to what lives between your legs. Even though that's not how we make gender, and that's not how gender works, it's in that thought that gender lives in our crotches, that we end up erasing the reality that men can have abortions, people, and men can get pregnant and give birth. So I'm pledging right here and now to stop framing the issue of abortion access as one that's unique to women. Okay, and I'm telling you that as a woman, yes. Updating your terminology is an easy switch that can go a very long way. So try to use inclusive language when talking about pregnancy, abortion, parenting, and reproductive health in general. Use gender-neutral words like people, okay? I'm gonna work on this, and I hope that you will too. Thank you. So until next Monday at 9 a.m., bright and early with my coffee, or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. Have a great week. Thank you.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's you?
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the